Hello all. So in this video we're going to see about list comprehension in Python. So in the previous video we have created a list using some basic conventional methods. So in this video we're going to see about list comprehension, which is a unique way of quickly creating a list with Python. So instead of using for loop along with .append statement to create a list, we are going to use list comprehension, which is a good alternative. We can use it from here on. So let's see an example now. So we are going to create a variable called string1, and it will have the value which is also a string. It will be Johnny. So our intention is to create a list of every characters in the string Johnny. So for that we are going to use a for loop for each letter in string1 and then hit enter. So here I missed an important thing. We have to define our empty list before this for loop. So I am creating list1, which is an empty list. Okay, now the variable x will hold each character of the string. So here we are going to append each character to our empty list1. List1 dot append, and we are going to pass the value x. So each character will be appended to our empty list and we will get our final list. So we can see what is present in our list1 after our for loop by printing the list1. Okay, now if I run this, you can see each character of our string is added as an element of our list. So the method we have seen now is very simple. We are just creating our empty list and then we are using the for loop to append every element of the string or whatever value we have to append to our list. So this method of creating a list is okay for beginners, but we're going to see other more effective methods for creating a list. So we are going to learn about list comprehension, which is further more effective. So by efficient, I mean we are going to reduce the programming space, but in terms of computation, it's going to be the same as the previous method. So you can't reduce computation time using this method. So it's completely up to you on which method you are going to use. You can use any of the method. It's not a big deal. But in this video, I will show you how to do the same thing in a single line. So if you find confusing, you can still go back to your previous method. So I'm just commenting those for loop statement. So instead of that, we are going to use list comprehension method. So for that we have to break the for loop step by step and we have to arrange in a order like list comprehension. So this for loop just puts elements into the empty list1. So we are going to use the same for loop statement, and before that we have to place the variable x for x in string1. So you can see our statement is just going inside the list1. So that's it. So now if you run this, you can see the same result in the for loop case. So from this you can see how simple the list comprehension was, and you can print the same using the single line. I hope this concept is clear for you. So we are just using the for loop syntax and keeping a variable x, and then we are directly keeping inside our empty list so that it will become list1 equal to our for loop condition. So it will take each element in the string1 and keep it inside the list1, more or less like appending the string to our list. So now let's see another example to make our list comprehension more clear. So here I'm just instead of using an iterable, I'm just keeping my string within the condition itself. So like for loop, we can use whatever temporary variable name in the place of x. So here I am using name element for element in the string name. So if I run this, you can see each character of my string gets added to a list1. So this is as simple as that. Okay, now let's dig deep in the string comprehension. So instead of using the string as iterable, I'm just going to use the range function, and within range function I'm going to start and stop using the integer values. So from 0 to 4 I want to get added in our list. If I run this, You can see from 0 to 4, it's added into our list 1. So by changing the start and end address of our range, you can add numbers to our list. You may think that this is the maximum you can do with the list comprehension, but it's not the case. You can go furthermore by performing operations on the elements which is going to be added to our list. So in this case, I'm just adding 2 to our numbers which is added to our list. So by default, 2 is added to all our numbers in the list. If you want to multiply, you can just directly put *2 and you can get the multiplied result of the numbers ranging from 0 to 4. If you want to subtract x minus 2, which will give you the subtracted result. So in case if you want the squared value of the results ranging from 0 to 4, you simply want to put x star star 2. So it will give the square result. So this is very simple. So in comparison with the for loop we have used before, so we are just comprehending two operations within one line here. So you may think of initially we are using the x, that is for appending, we are raising the power to 2. So by this we are performing two operations within a single line. So when we go one step further, we can use if statement within our list comprehension. Consider the case we are checking only even numbers. So for that we are going to use the same x for x in range 0 to 11, and after that you have to use our if condition. If x mod 2 is not equal to 0, so this will give you the odd numbers within the range 0 to 11. If you want even numbers, you can directly switch to equal to 0. So using the if statement, we are just only adding the even numbers to our list. Also, you can get the square of our even numbers by just putting x star star 2 in our list comprehension. So here you can see we are getting the square of even numbers. Okay, let's see one more complex arithmetic operation in our list comprehension. So with this we can conclude this example. So consider we have temperature of a particular room stored in a variable temp. So this temperature is in Celsius, 0, -20, 35 and 40. So we are going to convert this temperature to Fahrenheit. So we can directly apply our formula for Fahrenheit conversion. So here we are going to use Fahrenheit formula, which will be 9 by 5 into x plus 32. So this will be our formula for conversion. Then our conventional rule follows. Then we have to use for x in, we have to tell this range, and we have to use for x in temp. So for seeing the Fahrenheit, I'm just using the f strings method here in the print statement. The temperature in Fahrenheit, open and close parenthesis, and here I'm adding the list Fahrenheit. Now I will run this. Temperature is converted from Celsius to Fahrenheit in our list. So here you can see 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees in Fahrenheit. So this is the use of list comprehension, which will come in handy when you are building large blocks of codes. So as a programmer or developer, your intent must not be like producing one-liners. Even if someone has read your code and come back after a long time, they should understand what you have done in this one-liner. So it's completely up to you on how you write your code. So we can see another example in which we can use both if and else within our list comprehension. Using only if and using if else is a bit weird in list comprehension, because we are going to see it now how it works. So for using if else, you have to use in the first itself. So here you have to put your if statement, x if x mod 2 equal to 0. So you can see we are using the condition the start of the list comprehension. So then we have to put our else part after our if. So in the else part we will directly print some string. The number it's odd. Then after for loop we have to put a range for our calculation of odd even. So here I'm using range 0 to 10. So from starting from 0 to 10, it will filter only the even numbers, and in the odds place, it's going to put its odd in our list 1. So from this example, I think it's clear for you how to use if else in case of list comprehension. So understand it's a bit weird from our if statement, because for if we used at the last of our for condition, and for if else we have to put it before. So make it clear in your mind before using it. Also make sure that using one-liner, which will be a bit difficult if you come back after 1 month and read your code. Better go with our previous method by using the for loop and appending our elements to the list in case of such complex functions. Another important note is, like, you can perform nested operations using list comprehension. So for that I'm creating a list 1. So I'm going to use 2 for loops for this. Okay, I'll delete this. For x in, so here I'm putting my list 1 2 3, and inside that I'm creating another for loop for y in, and you'll open the list 10 20 and 30. So here I'm appending the values of x and y by multiplying them using it inside the function list1 dot append. So if I run this, you can see both x and y get multiplied and updated in our list1. So 1 in the parent for loop get multiplied by 10 20 and 30. Similarly 2 and then 3 multiplied by 10 20 30, which will give us the result. So this is the convention method. By using for loop and append statement, we are creating a list. Okay, now we are going to do the same using our list comprehension method, which will be quite easy. So for that I'm just commenting it out. Now I will use the list1, in which we'll delete this for understanding. So here I'm just multiplying x star y. For x in, I will open the list 1 2 3. So this x in 1 2 3 will be our parent loop, and after that we have to give a space, and here we have to use the nested loop for y in 10 20 and 30. So if you run this, you can see the same result. So you can see how much it has simplified our efforts from creating a nested loop. So I think list comprehension is now clear for you. We have seen so many examples. So if you face any doubts, just post them in the comment section so that we can discuss. So if you really like the video, please do like, share and subscribe. And thanks for watching.